here we go. So the first lick is this one. So first of all, that lick is played over the D7 chord. And let's just give you my view here. So that's going to make it a little bit easier. So what I'm guessing is that at first, you're kind of in the G shape position of the D minor pentatonic scale. That's kind of what it starts off with. So that is... right? So that means that we have A10, A10, 710, 710, A10, A10, like that. And what you do is you start with a bend on that G string with your pinky, and you kind of do a semitone bend, so you bend towards the major third of the chord. So you play that bend, then middle finger on B8, then index finger G7, and then you go back to your pinky. So then you make a pull off to index finger to pinky on the D string. So then you play that index finger on G7 again, and then you make a slide with your pinky from 10 to 12. So then one of my favorite parts of that lick is where he kind of plays really the chord. So he plays now the major ninth, which would be part of the major pentatonic scale. And he slides that, so that is G9, slides it up to G11, and then playing the root note on E10. So... so the first part of the lick starts a little bit more minorish, like sharp 9 sound, and then it turns more into like, it ends more in major, which is really cool. All right, so then it goes into the next part of the lick, which goes like this. Now, here you could kind of debate what is what. So I would say that it starts off with pinky on B13, index finger B10, and it slides down to B8. So, right? Now, this could be part of your, how would you call it? Your minor pentatonic scale, I guess. I guess that's the way to look at it. Then what you do is either middle finger or ring finger slides from on the G from 10 to 11, then index finger B10, pinky, B13, sorry, and then index finger E10 to E12. So, and what you basically get here is like a D9, a D7 with a 9 sound. So we have the D7 arpeggio, and then on top, it sort of finishes off with the major ninth. So really nice lick. So when you combine it all, you get the following. Let me play it with a beat here. I'm not sure. Is it going already? No, it isn't. Here we go. I know it's a corny sound, but this is what I got. All right. Let's mute that. So once you've come here, then you get this part of the lick. And I would say that would be your blues scale or minor pentatonic scale for D. So you get, so just going down the pentatonic scale, so starting on E10, then pinky, 13B, index finger 10, and then you get that half note slide from 13 to 12 on the G string, pull up to 10, and then ring finger 12 on the D string. So okay. Then a lick that was actually for me, I don't know. I went through a couple of iterations of it, like where I would play it. And then this morning, I actually found out that I had a little mistake in there. I was able to fix it just before the stream. But yeah, so this is the lick. So what you do here, so this is a really nice blend of major and minor sounds, right? So first of all, what he does is he plays the triad, or actually the seventh arpeggio, so the D7 arpeggio, but starts off on the sharp 9. So that is your minor third. So that is middle finger on G10, slide up a half step to 11, so to the third. Then playing part of that triad, so that is B10, E10, right? So back to B10, then the 7th here on B13 to root, and then back to the 5th. So that's right. And then those semitone bends from the sharp 9. So you get that initial hint of minor, but then it's pushed up to the major third, which is really cool. So you get finishing off with E10 to B10. Okay, so let's do those, what we got so far with a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. All right. So just a quick question for those who are watching. Is the explanation of the notes, like what it is, third, ninth, seventh, is it helpful? Is it not? That would be good to know. Also, if you're enjoying these live streams, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Basically because that way you get updated on, you know, when these live streams are happening. And right now I'm in a pretty steady schedule, but that schedule is going to change over time. So then you'll be in the know. Okay, so now to the next part. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a few first, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. So that's going to be 4 bars. over the B7 chord. Let's see if I can do that without making any mistakes. Let's see. Let's see if you can spot the mistakes. Well, if I make one, you'll know. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that was a little bit more than 4 bars. It's kind of weird when you don't have the bass and all that. It just doesn't make it sound as sexy as it could be, but hey, doing the best here. So here you start with playing in 7th position, playing E7, and then a semitone bend on E10. Basically going from the minor third to the major third there. Then we get this part. So it's funny because it sounds gnarly, the interval, because it's an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth, whatever you want to call it. That's one. But secondly, we have the major 6 in here on G9. And then we have the sharp 9 here on 10th position on the E string. So in a way, you would want to push that one up a half set, but he leaves it there to give that this sound here on the chord, right? Really cool. Okay, so then we get. So these notes, basically that is going in between 7th on the E string and pinky 10th or ring finger on the B string. So we get. And then on that last one, you play E7, pinky B10, pull off to B7 to ring finger G9. So. And now we get to one of the trickier licks of the solo. And that one goes like this. So we have. So there's a lot of open notes in there. And, well, I guess it was kind of tricky to figure out. Maybe it's not so tricky to play. You can take these fingerings as suggestions. You can use your own. It's not that I saw him play it. This is just, I just transcribed the notes and this is how I would play it. So you have pinky on B10, pull off to open, then ring finger G9. So then what you do is you play B9, pull off to open, and then G9, pull off to open. So I get. Then you play D9, G9, D9, and then to 7 on G. And with that semitone bend in there. So you get. Then you get D9, pull off to 7, and then either 9th or 8th. So that kind of depends. You make like a grace note, slide down towards 7. Then you pull off to 5, and then you slide up to 6. I really like that part, that ending of the lick. So you have. It's a pretty standard thing, maybe, but it's that flat 5 going into, sort of leading into the 4, which is sort of, you're kind of playing around the 3rd of the chord here. So you got, then you're pulling off to the sharp 9 and then sliding it up to the major 3rd. So, and then you're playing the root on E7, right? So until there, we have... And then comes the mysterious part of this lick. And mysterious is, to me, it's pretty soft, so it's not as prominent as the other part of the solo. And I would really like to know how he plays it, like what the fingering is, because it's not as straightforward as one would think. So what I came up with for a fingering is, it's this lick, by the way. And it's sort of half muted. So it's pinky on D12, so middle finger, B10, and then you have A10, A12 to D9. So... Right? So that is the ending of it. It's a really strange, well, to me, it's a really strange bit of lick. So I'm kind of, I'm kind of wondering where that is coming from. Anyway, so if we add it all up, then this is the next 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I actually added the part that came after it as well. I figured, why not? Did I do that? Yes, I did. I did do the whole next four bars. So the next 4 bars are back to D7, right? So we have, first part was D7, second part was B7. Then it goes back to D7, which where we are now. And then after it is going to go back to B7. So let's have a look. So we have... So first of all, this is a funny one to me. So we make a semitone bend from the major third, kind of creating that, I guess, that tension with the chord, because, right? So going like a half step above that, then resolving it, then going to, so you have the semitone bend, release, pull off to 9, and then 12 on the D string. Then from 11 on the D string, you make a grace note slide down to 10. Right, so then hammer on 12, pull off to 10, then you play 12 on A to 10 on D, and then 12 on D. So I got... Then what you do is you play... So you play D12, slide to 14, index finger, G12 to B12, and then ring finger, G14. Yeah? Then I put pinky on that D14, middle finger, G12, pull off to 11. So then pinky, D14 again, then middle finger 12, Play that 12 again and make a grace note slide to 11 and then pull off to 10. So we got 3, 4. Right? Okay. So then the second half of these 4 bars go like this. 3, 4, 1. So we have a we're playing that sort of that minor third over the D7 chord. So that is E13, playing a semitone bend towards the major third, back to the minor third there, then 10 on E, 10 on B, and then we get 13 on B with our pinky, pull off to 10, and then ring finger 12. So I get then we get the sort of a semitone bent up release, right? And then we sort of pull off to 11, hammer onto 12, pull off to 11, and then we play 12 on the D string. All right, so I got and then on the and of 4, we get the next part starts, which is the tricky part. Well, there is a few tricky parts in here, especially if you want to play this at the speed that he plays it at. The whole thing becomes tricky. I'm definitely not there yet, but I'll be practicing it for this week and see how far I can get. This morning I got to 85% of the normal tempo. But that was for definitely a few licks, definitely a stretch. And it's kind of funny because I've played a lot of Steve Vai stuff and Dream Theater and Satriani. And for whatever reason, these things are not as virtuoso as some of the solos in there, but it's just how it's played and how you have to bring all the elements together that make it much more tricky to play them at such speeds. So, yeah, there's that. So let me play you this one more time with the beat, and then I'm going to definitely attempt to play the next part as well. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I added a few too many bars there. But once I was playing and it was like, hey, I haven't really made a mistake yet. Maybe I should keep playing. Yeah. By the way, is this helpful to you guys? Is this going anywhere? Are you feeling like, hey, I can work with this? That'd be good to know. That'd be good to know. Okay. So let's see. What does it start with? So it starts with this lick. And it starts on the and of 4 of the previous set of 4 bars. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you do is you play D9. So that's basically playing the root note for your B7 chord. Then we go to D11. D12, which is the sharp 9, and then you slide up to 13, going to the major third. And then we play G11, middle finger B12, back to G11, then ring finger G14, B12, B14. So I get. And it starts with, I guess, major pentatonic. Oh, no, it's not entirely true because the 7th is in there as well. Never mind. I didn't mention it. I didn't say it. I didn't. So let's see. So that's 9, 11, 12, 13, then 11, 12, 11, 14, 12, 14. And then we go to the E string. There we have 11 with our index finger, till 12 with our index finger, then 14, 16, and then we play a grace note slide to 17. So again. Then we get a whole chromatic section. And what I do here is I really try to see the B chord in the A shape. And then the chromatic notes leading to all the chord tones. So you have this part. So you play 16, 15, 14 on the E string. So that's playing chromatically towards the 5th of the chord. Then on the B string, you play B17, which is the 4th of the chord. Right? And you play kind of an enclosure, a chromatic enclosure towards the 3rd of the chord. So we have B17, 14, 15, 16. So you go chromatically down again. So that's 15, 14. And then on the G string, it's 17, 16, 15, 14. So that is sort of going chromatically towards the 7th of the chord there. So right? Then we got this part of the lick. And this is also really cool because he really mixes the major and the minor in his licks. And it just creates a little bit of a more surprising sound. So sometimes when you play over something, you're just doing major pentatonic or you're playing the triad. And another moment you're playing more the minor pentatonic. And here he's definitely mixing it. So he starts off with that semitone bend on B15. So bending towards the major third from the minor third. So then playing E12, E14, and then 16 on B, 16 on G, pull off to 14. So, and especially here, this is the 5th, the 3rd, root, pull off to the 7th. So that is your B7 arpeggio, basically. But then here, that part is just your minor pentatonic scale. So you're just playing the 4th. So that is D14, pulling off to D12, A14, and then playing. So that is D13 to G16, which is the major third and the root again. So So setting it up minor and then finishing it off major. I don't know. That's the first thing that I came to mind when I heard that part. I don't know. I think it was in a computer game when I was growing up. So let's play what we got so far with the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. No, that's not the part. That's not the part. I need to start on the B7. My apologies. I was thinking like, this is not right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm not sure how much I did of the next 4 bars. I hope it was exactly what I need to do. And it is. It is. So let's see. What do we do there? So this one starts on sort of on the end of 4, but you sort of drop into it. So you play this. So this note. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But just before the 16th note before, you play 12 on B. So you have 12 on B with your index finger, and then a semitone bend on E15. So, and then you just let it drop back. So you have like a semitone bend. And then you get these pre-bends releases, right? So first you have a bend and a release, and then you get these pre-bends and releases. So finishing off on B12. Then you get 12 again on B, and then a semitone bend on 16, and then a semitone bend on 15. And then you get 12, 12, E to B, and then 15 on B. So you get 1, 2, 3. Then you play, sorry. So what you do there is you play 12 on E to 12 on B, and then we get 15 to 12, pull off to ring finger 14. So then we slide from 12 to 13. Then you play ring finger D14 to A14. So then we play D12 to D14. So, then what you do is you have this interval here, this minor interval starting on index finger B11 and middle finger G12, and you play it, slide up a half step, slide down a half step, slide up a half step. But what is it that we're playing? So here we're in our E7 chord, right? So it's root, 5th, flat 7, pull off to the 4th, then a slide from the sharp 2 to the 3rd, then root note, 5th, flat 7 to the root note. So this is your E shape. And then basically approaching that major third and fifth here chromatically from a half step below. And that's it. So, let's see. So let me do that one more time with a beat. 1, 2, 3. All right, I survived that one. So now we're in the home stretch, so the last bit of the solo. Let's see. And it's also one of the trickier ones. There is some weird stuff going on here. I really hope I'm going to be able to really deliver on that lick. The first part is not too hard, though. So I need to play it first. Like... All right, so sorry, I had to play it through one time to make sure that it was going all right with my drum machine. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a bit shaky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Kinda. So, so what do you do here? So here is you have your pinky on E13, ring finger on B12. You play them together. Then we get 10E, 10B, 13B to index finger, what is it? 10 on E. So then we got this lick. And that's the weird one. So what you do is you have your pinky on B13, slide up to 14, back to 13, pull off to 10. So then ring finger G12 to index finger B10 to G12 again. So you got... Now you got a bend from there and a release. So pull off to 10. And then you do a semitone bend. So I'm kind of guessing this is all over the D7 chord here. So then the next part goes like this. So this is just D minor pentatonic. So we have ring finger on D12 to G12 to index finger G10. And then we go into our triplets. So that's going to be on the D string, 12, 10, 12 on A, 10, hammer on to 12, and then 10. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can use hammer-ons or pull-offs, whatever you want. So then we go back to 12 on A, slide to 10, pull off to 8, or you do a pull-off to from 12 to 10 and slide to 8, whatever rocks your boat. And then ring finger E10, then index finger A8, hammer on to 10, and then A8 to E10. So is that correct? Yeah. And then it goes back into our normal riff. So let's see if I can deliver on this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Yeah. Kind of bended it like over the fret. Now I'm going to do a one-time playthrough of it. Let's see if I can make that work. If it falls apart, it falls apart. But I want to try. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did it! I did it! Wow. I didn't expect that. That's cool. It's slow, though. I mean, I understand that. It's slow. It's not fast. But first, you got to really know what you're doing. And then once you got it, you start dialing it in. So a couple of quick tips for you. So if you're going to be working on this, try not to do the whole solo at once. It's usually not leading anywhere. It's really hard to just hold all that information together. So work on the first lick. Play it on repeat with with a metronome or something, and then you get it to a place where you feel like, oh, I'm super confident about it. It's maybe not the fastest, but it's confident. It sounds good. And then you do the same with the next lick. You play with the metronome, you make sure that it works, and then you go to the next one. Once you have a couple of licks, then you start tying those licks together, put them on repeat with a metronome or with a backing track or whatever, and work your way through the solo. If you set the bar really high in the first couple of bars or the first couple of licks, likely you will maintain that bar throughout the solo, because it's weird if like the first couple are really good and then all of a sudden, it tanks after that. Anyways, that's my view on it. So yeah, take it easy, take a CC, and that's got to be it. And there's not a whole lot happening in the chat as well. So I'd love to chat, but it seems that we have a more quiet audience today. I realize that it's sometimes a bit weird if not a lot of people are commenting that, to be the one who is a scary thing. However, if everybody thinks that way, nobody will be commenting, and I cannot be my best self. I do better with some interaction. But we'll leave that for tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I had a plan for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, the second half for the Mateus Asado tutorial. So I'm going to do the second half so I can finish that tune. And then on Friday, I don't know what I'm doing on Friday. If you have any suggestions, you just let me know. For now, I'm going to wrap it up. Wishing you all a great day. And have fun practicing this stuff. All right. I'll see ya. Bye.